we're back today, and we're on our way to Kentucky to see a very educational and it looks super cool from the pictures on the website, attraction that we are going to go see and walk around for a couple hours before we continue driving. Welcome to today's video. We're here at the Ark Encounter in Kentucky with a life-size model of the Noah's Ark. So let's go check out what's inside of this informational historic replica. The architecture on this ark is absolutely amazing. It is so awesome, and please feel free to stop the video to read all of the signs that I show, because they are really interesting and you just have to read them. So I encourage you to to pause the video and follow along on the reading. Now let's continue walking around the Ark grounds and go and see this awesome piece of architecture. And now the Ark, you do take a bus to it, and it is kind of pricey. If you're military, you do get a military discount, but it's pretty pricey. But it is definitely worth the money. Definitely. It was awesome. And it has other attractions outside of the Ark. Ooh, we're heading inside. I can't wait. This looks so cool. And the inside is supposed to be very educational and be a replica of what the Ark was when it was in use. The Ark has 3 main decks. We're currently on deck 1, and some fun facts about the Ark, which it is really interesting. It is 510 feet long, 85 feet wide, and 51 feet high, and it needed 3.3 million board feet of timber. It's the largest timber frame structure in the world currently, until someone builds something else. And it's made with a variety of woods, including Engelmann, spruce, Douglas fir, radiata, pine, and bamboo. I hope I pronounced some of those right, because they're hard to pronounce. But it's all made with all these things. And inside, you see all of these animals and the cages that they would have been in. And you'd think, how in the world would they be able to fit all of these animals into an ark? Well, Noah and his family didn't need to take any insects or ocean creatures on the ark. They only needed land animals, and they only needed to take some species of it, because then they could you could still have the other species today, and not all the species were around then. And they did have currently extinct creatures on board, but they only had around 6,000. And there were some really interesting facts on the sign, like how polar bears kept cool. Definitely pause to check that out. Here's some really fun facts about the Ark that are very interesting. Please pause to read them. I hope I caught them right so you're able to read them. But they are super interesting, and it only had about 6,000 and something animals on the Ark. Now we're going to head up to deck 2 and check out what else they have. Up on deck 2, they have a lot of exhibits from the Bible telling about the stories before the Ark. And so we have the first 7 days when the Lord created the world, and the world before the first sins were committed. And it was super interesting. Definitely have to check out. And they had more animals up here, which are very interesting. Half of them in this area were like extinct. And they only need to keep the kinds of animals because then they could get them later on. It's kind of thing you had to read it. I hope I caught all the signs you need to read it, but they had a bunch of ones that are like presumed extinct, and then they had them, and it was super cool. Honestly, touring the inside of this Ark was so, it answered so many of my questions, and it was just so interesting. I would definitely go there again if I was ever in Kentucky again, in this area. And it was so enlightening on questions I had, and so educational and very interesting. It was very cool to see all the animals as well, and to see the different kinds and the ones that they are presumed extinct. Look at that. It just looks so interesting. And all the animals and dinosaurs and the living quarters. We're on to about the other workplaces. So here's Noah, what they imagine Noah's study would be according to the documents and the Bible, what they think it would be. And it gave a lot of answers. Yeah, it's the nearly 7,000 animals, and they all had different jobs on it. And this is like paper stacked up on the walls, and they have all the rooms here. And they had a wood shop where it shows them, because they would need these things, wood shops, blacksmith shops, to survive, obviously, so that they could repair cages or do a bunch of stuff. And then we also had the living quarters, which were super interesting to see their bedrooms. I think their bedrooms look super cool. I would live in one of those, with the plants and the built-in beds and the bamboo. Super cool. This is the kitchen with all the food, and they prepare it and eat it, and they have everything mounted on the wall and made sure it can't get out and tied off and stuff, and in boxes so that doesn't slide. This is so cool. And there's the garden, because they need to grow food, otherwise they wouldn't survive. And the garden was probably much bigger than what it is, but they need room to put the exhibits and stuff. But it's still a pretty decent sized garden inside the Ark. It's not real plants in there, it's fake, but it looked super awesome, and I love plants. Here's their clay stove. I didn't get a good very angle of it, but and then their dining area, which is super cool. I would eat there. It looks fun. I like all the colors in the bedrooms. They look super awesome. And yep, these are the bird cages, because they would need to take some birds. And then they had some slabs of fossils in there that I don't think they were on the Ark, but they just had them there as just stuff what happened outside of the Ark. And please pause to read these signs because they were super interesting and yeah, super cool. We took several hours just because we had to read all the signs because it was so interesting. All of this was super interesting about what would happen with the ice ages, and it just told a bunch from the towers around the world that were there before but got wiped out, and about people before the flood and how they were smart because they had the tools and Noah was able to build this ark using the Lord's instructions. And that they had tools and they were able to do all the stuff before the flood, and it's just so interesting. There was a gift shop inside. We didn't get anything, but they had a lot of stuff that was nice. We regret not getting a t-shirt there that we liked. But yeah, outside they had a little zoo where we were able to walk through with kangaroos, and if they crossed your path, you were able to pet them. It was super cool. I was a little skeptical about doing it at first, but it was super cool, and I enjoyed it. Thank you for watching today's video. This was a really cool tourist attraction to come to, and it was very informational and it was incredible. It had so much information and it was great. I highly suggest to come here. Have a great day, and yeah, bye.